Hey people, another boiler repair. This is a Vocura Compact 29A. We've been getting banging noise on startup from the main exchanger, and it wasn't doing sort of like all the time, it was doing it occasionally. So there's a couple of things. Okay, first thing first is that the problem could be an issue with the main heat exchanger, basically, which is rare, but it can happen. Now that depends on also the area you're in. We're in an area where there's soft water, so the chances of, you know, slime and blockage and all that is to a minimal. Okay, but it can happen. I don't think that was the case. Okay, so the other thing is that the ignition electrode, if I'm pronouncing it right, yeah, that is a common problem. That can get blocked up with a lot of carbon footprint on the tip, and that could lead to a late ignition start. What that means is that there's a gas building up and the ignition's not firing up in time, and then boom, when it does, it causes an explosion basically within the main heat exchanger, which is very dangerous. Anything that happens, you need to get yourself a Corgi registered engineer, gas safe engineer out ASAP and get it seen basically. It could be something very simple as the ignition electrode, I get confused between the two, electrode, that's the correct pronunciation. And get the thing looked at. Now, lucky for me, it wasn't the heat exchanger that packed out. Okay, it was this. All right, that's the part number. Electrode. Yeah. Right, see here. All right, there's a lot more carbon build there. All right, it was like up here basically. Honest to God, the debris have fallen into the packet, or as I took them off, it's fallen somewhere. But that's what's happened. And when that has been replaced, that has actually, the banging noise has actually gone away. We haven't heard it since it's gone past 24 hours now. In the process of replacing that, because the age of the boiler, we decided to replace the flame detection electrode, which is an ionizer of some sort, basically, that detects the gas presence and the flame, whatever the business is. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm not a boiler specialist, but we did that as well because that was also one. All right, now I could have done with giving it a good quick sand down and put it back in, but hey. These are like the boiler's about 10 years old now. Most of you said, "You're a douchebag, replace the boiler." Well, I'm sorry, I know my way around this boiler. So for me, this is gold dust, basically. You know, with something very basic and non-gas related, you can fix them yourself, and you're not having to pay somebody £100, £200 on something that's very, very simple. So for that reason, the boilers stay. Right. So yeah, coming back into this. The culprit was this. Look at the state of that. So you can just about make out there's a lump there. And I would probably say it was about 1.5 mm lump there. So when the boiler's trying to fire up, it's not reaching metal to metal. There's an obstruction in between, and that was actually causing the issue what we're having. So yes, that's how you resolve the issue. Get one of the boiler guys out, and pretty sure when you hack this off, take it off. I mean, you will find that there's a massive build-up of carbon footprint in between these two electrode. Yep, there. All right, that's all. So hope this helps. Sadly, every winter comes tens and thousands of people suffers from boiler breakdown, and this is a common issue here in the UK. I'll only speak for UK, probably a global issue this. So it's just one of those things basically. Now what's next on the plate is the pump getting replaced. I've got a brand new pump, I've got a brand new heat exchanger, although that doesn't necessarily need replacing. I've got two options. I've got spirits of salt, which is the acid that can, or chemical that can actually clean if there is any rust or build up on this, or I can just replace it with the new one, which I have. I've picked this up from eBay for 30 quid, and the pump was picked up from eBay for £120. So there we are. That's what needs replacing. Get it replaced by a qualified gas safe engineer, because you're working with the main heat exchanger. You don't want to be fiddling around with all this basically yourself. But this is the root cause of a loud bang, or a loud bang on the startup of the boiler basically. So that's that, and yeah, as I said, this needs replacing. 10 years it's had its life, constantly being used. So I've got a brand new unit. The reason why I'm replacing this is it's causing a lot of humming noise. The humming noise actually travelling through the copper pipe towards the front of the property, upstairs bedroom, and you can hear it humming away like an absolute monster truck basically. So but you can't hear it as bad as nearby. There was a bit of a dilemma that it could have been the fan, extractor fan, or the fan for the flue basically, or fume fan, whatever you want to call it. But it's not that, because the way to determine that is to go outside, turn the boiler on, leave it running, go outside and just don't get too close to the, or breathe the fume that is throwing out. Just quickly stop breathing for about 10 seconds and just listen into how quiet the fan is running, or if the fan is rattling. If the fan is rattling or humming, at least you know that the issue is either the fan or it's not the fan. Because it being inside and you turn the boiler on, the overall noise from the gas chamber, or the main heat exchanger and the pump, you can't barely distinguish what it is that's causing the noise basically. So that's how I've come down to the fact that it's the pump that needs replacing. However, I've cleaned this, I've flushed the system out, the entire central heating system out with Fernox F3, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on, let me just check. Yes, it is. This is what I've used basically, and I'm not promoting the company, but I must say that the fan, the pump has gone quieter. Does it mean that I'm going to replace it? Yes, I'm going to replace it, because the new one is here. I'll keep that as a spare and repair, but the new one's going to get put on because the age of the boiler. I've got hands on. It's very little trouble throughout the course of its life. The only two items I've replaced really is this and that, and obviously the common fault, common blockage and all that business over there. That's the only two parts I've replaced during the duration of the 10-year what we had. Now, like I said, most of us, it's had a good life, get rid of it. Well, I'm very loyal to my stuff, and especially when you know your way around things, it's a very bad idea to start bringing new stuff into the property, because you're back to square one again, the learning process basically. So there we are. Yeah, that's all really. So all the best, stay well, stay safe, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now.